Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, on this video, I want us to talk about Thabo emotional speech. Yesterday, I did post about this sleep, even though we did not talk much about Thabo speech. So today, I decided to make a different video where we will go into detail, listen at what Thabo Bester is saying, and we try and analyze. We try and, talk sense in everything that he has said. I will start maybe by summarizing according to my understanding, and then from there I will give you the clip. You listen for yourselves, and then at the end we'll try and talk about it, about what Thabo Bester has presented in this High Court yesterday. Family, what I have noticed is that most of the things that Thabo Bester is presenting here, it's about human rights. Thabo Bester feels that people have rights, but unfortunately, when it comes to him, those rights are violated. He's not being given a chance to enjoy his rights as a human being. So the first thing that he indicated is that the National Commissioner has placed Thabo Bester under him. So he is the one responsible for everything that is happening about Thabo Bester. When Thabo Bester has to get visitors, he needs to know who are those people, what are they coming for, and all those things. Where Thabo Bester is placed in this prison, he has the knowledge. He is the one who decided it has to be done in that way. Whatever that is happening, Thabo Bester even says there were people who were placed in the outside of where he is kept. Those were securities. Now late, those people are no longer there. He's on his own in that hole. He even says it's a hole. He's staying in that hole alone. And those securities are no more there. And he feels that because those securities are no more there, he is no longer safe to be there alone. He doesn't feel safe. So, and another thing he says, hence, he cannot even get defense. He feels that his right for a fair defense is also violated. He can't get defense. When he wants defense, the National Commissioner wants to know. On the other hand, it's the journalists, they will publicize whatever they want. People are being threatened who want to help Thabo Bester, especially the lawyers. So they will come having interest in helping him, and at the end, because of the threats they get from other people, they end up withdrawing from that. Hence, advocates, is it advocate? The one who was in charge, let me check, by the way, who's his name? The advocate Sidat, hence he just withdrew yesterday in court. And Thabo Bester says advocate Sidat and the team were the third team, legal team, that was interested in helping Thabo Bester. It's not a matter of funds, because he doesn't have a problem with finances, but it's an issue of association. Whoever wants to associate with Thabo Bester, it's a challenge. And he complains about the calves, that, the hand calves, the iron legs, I don't know what do they call them, the one they use for the legs. They are so heavy, and it's iron bars, they are cold. And, he feels that he's not treated like a human being. He's unfairly treated. And because for a person who comes to court with the intention of coming to defend himself, how do you defend yourself when you are cuffed like that? So those are some of the complaints that Thabo Bester has. And he says, according to the Bill of Rights, any person is innocent until proven guilty by the court of law. He's not yet proven guilty, but already he says he's been treated like a person who is, who has done the worst. That's what he's saying. So he says he's got the right to speak, hence he feels that because they don't want to give him, allow him to have defense, then he'll do it himself. Okay, another thing he says he's kept under Section 29 of the apartheid government, where this section says a person will be isolated, a person must not get visitors, and all those things. So that's what is happening with him, which he feels it is not fair. So he says in the prison where he's kept, that there are no human rights practiced in that prison at all. So Thabo Bester feels very powerless. There is nothing that he can do. He says even when he was transported to court today, he was transported and there were security cars, about 80 cars that were there, making sure that Thabo Bester is secured, making sure that, nothing happens when they travel from Pretoria to Bloemfontein. And for that, he said he's not equally treated. When you look at the treatment that he's getting compared to other inmates, his treatment is different altogether. And he says the media, on the other hand, is tarnishing his name, destroying, him without facts. They don't have facts, but they say whatever they want about Thabo Bester. And he says the media already confirms, South Africa has already confirmed that he escaped from prison. And we don't have the knowledge. That's what Thabo Bester says. It's not me. He says we don't have true facts, but we're saying he has escaped and we don't know nothing. And another thing is South Africa has already confirmed that he is a rapist and a murderer, but we don't have evidence of everything that we are saying. Family continues to compare himself with Leonard Chauke. Leonard Chauke is a Zimbabwean who was staying in Olivenhout. Olivenhout, it's somewhere here in Johannesburg. So he was staying there. And he's known to be a serial killer, a rapist, armed robber, a housebreaker, a kidnapper. And at the end, he was arrested and he was given 226 years by the Pretoria High Court. So as we speak, he is in prison. He's serving, I don't know how many life sentences. Because for you to get, when I checked the sentences, somewhere he was given 80, somewhere he was given 90, some of them were concurrently, some you have to serve first and serve others. Hence, when they add everything, they added up to 226 years in prison. So Thabo Bester says, I might be, a dangerous, or maybe whatever we may call him, as a suspect, as an accused person, but at the end, there are worst people in South Africa. So he's saying, if you think he is the worst, with having Leonard Chauke. So that's what Thabo Bester is saying. And he says, he wants to politicize his case. He says this has to do with political issues. It's not about what South Africa thinks, but it is because of the political issues that he has in his personal capacity. That's got nothing to do with his legal proceedings. That's what he is saying. It's not me, family. It's what Thabo Bester is saying. And he says, when it comes to this one, where he says it's unfair for his co-accused, all the other 8 co-accused, to be sitting there in court when he Thabo Bester, personally knowing that they've got nothing to do with this case. They were not present when all the allegations that we have to him, when those allegations happened, they were not there. So we're just blaming them and we don't have facts. Guys, this is what Thabo Bester is saying. And when I'm listening at him, To me, I said, Thabo Bester, there is more people that is going to expose, more people that we did not even think of. Because what he is saying, it makes sense, especially when it comes to a point where he says, do you think these ordinary G4S officials, ordinary G4S securities who are arrested with me could be able to release me without another superpower, another political power above them, another highest office above them? It could only be possible if there are other people who are holding higher positions above him, who could be able to, steer everything to happen as it happened. So the securities were only there to unlock, lock, and do all that. But someone in that higher position is there and knows what happened. And I'm saying Thabo Bester is about to expose. Thabo Bester is about to reveal those people who thought they were not going to be known at all. Because definitely there is no way the security guys would be able to do all that without someone in a position that is higher than their position. Okay, and then maybe for now, let me stop here, and then we listen to Thabo Bester. It's a very short clip, and then we'll continue after this.
My last point, Your Honor, that I want to state is the issue of equality, Your Honor. I don't feel that I'm equally treated as any other accused person in this country. First of all, Your Honor, you have the media that has tarnished and destroyed me on no facts, no evidence has been brought in any side. It's already confirmed that I have escaped. But no one knows the true facts. It is already confirmed that Thabo Bester is a rapist and a murderer. But there's no evidence. I am self-convicted. I pleaded guilty to the most crucial, or most dangerous unit, which is called the Katomena Killer Squad, forced me to plead guilty. And that case has been pending for 13 years in these courts. Transcripts have been missing for 13 years. And it goes around in South Africa as there is a proven fact, beyond reasonable doubt, that Thabo Bester is a murderer and a rapist. I've been out for a year. There's no one charge. Leonard Chauke, which I can refer to. I am not the worst inmate in this country. I don't have the highest counts. I have 3 counts. But I am the most popular inmate in this country for no reason, because of the political carnage and because of the political issues that I have in my personal capacity that have nothing to do with this legal proceedings. And I feel that I am out to address that. And Your Honor, with my last point, that I feel it's unfair for these people that are sitting here as my so-called accused to be in court when I know very well they have nothing to do with this. When I know very well that they were not present in any of these issues that are in this indictment. The people that are being protected by the investigating team are very clearly known. I have more than enough evidence to prove that this thing is much more than just an average people that are working at an institution called G4S that just decided on one day to release me. It's highly impossible for them to do that without political power, with other high office involved in this issue. I have been out in South Africa, living my life for a year. I have not violated any human, but I am treated with the utmost, even in the legal fraternity, Your Honor. It's very difficult for me to appoint an attorney. Attorney would cancel brief on the base that say, I don't want to be associated with Thabo Bester because the media will attack me. I've had 5 counsels who told me that I would love to be in your case, but I'll be in the background because I cannot be seen in front because you're Thabo Bester. The media will destroy me and the state will never give me any work. Is that anyhow how I should be treated when I am standing in trial, Your Honor? Is that equal to any other person that is standing in trial? My last point, Your Honor, is that under Section 2...
This is your third last point.
Let's make it this is the last point.
Okay.
Section 277 that was cancelled by the Constitutional Court as a death sentence. Your Honor, I say this as a broken man, and I say this wholeheartedly. It tears me apart to see these people in this court, knowing very well that they're suffering for something they know nothing about. I request that the public, if they are so convinced, and if the prosecution is so convinced that I am the waste of these people's lives, that this section be enforced on a on a petition, that under the previous Act of Correctional Services, of Criminal Prosecution, Act 126 of 92, that a death sentence be given as a petition, that the public signs a petition and I be given a death sentence, and immediately I will agree to it. So we end this matter. I came here with 80 cars. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been having chains on my feet. My feet are ice at this point. I can barely feel my toes. This is not the way I want to proceed, Your Honor. If it means that this court can accept the petition and the public can sign it, and I can be put to rest, and we can put all this, because I am at peace. I know what I've done, I know what I've not done. I am not perfect. But one thing I know for a fact, that none of these things would exist if there was no backhand of political watchdogs that control the situation. And I humbly ask you, and I'm sorry to have the outburst, but it's a lot for me to take. Really, it's too much, because I feel that it's unfair. It is unfair to be treated and to struggle to appoint an attorney. You find the best attorney in whatever, or the best advocate, but they will refuse brief. It's not a matter of funds, it's a matter of association. And it's not fair. It means that I'm not equal in this court. And if I'm not equal in this court, then it's a waste of time to come to court. Then we might as well just sentence and release these people, because they knew nothing.
Are you done?
Yes.
Thank you.
Family, on this point where Thabo Bester says we already concluded that he escaped prison. To be honest, Mara, by the way, we know, we have seen Thabo Bester the last time he's in prison, his sentence is convicted, and Jiki Thabo Bester is no longer in prison, he's in Santen, and he hasn't completed his sentence. He's in Santen. Arsar Santen, Thabo Bester is in Tanzania. What do you call that? We call it escaping jail, escaping prison. My thinking is he wants to change this now and say whoever who is that in that highest position is the one who instructed that they must open for him. And when it comes to the corpse that was burned down in that cell, I'm not sure what are they going to say when it comes to that. But believe it or not, this person in the highest position that is going to exposed, he's going to say he's the one who said the securities must open for Thabo Bester. So, but anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And family, I'm looking at Dr. Nandipha. What are you saying about her? You know, as Thabo Bester is giving this emotional speech, now I'm looking at Dr. Nandipha. You know, the different facial expressions. You remember in the past court hearings, she looked so angry. She even ignored Thabo Bester. She greeted everyone except for Thabo Bester. She gave her father a long hug and, you know, just looked at Thabo Bester and passed. But today, Thabo Bester made a lot of sense to her. She became so emotional, or maybe rather, let me say, she faked her emotions and was only disappointed by the tears because they did not want to come out. I think she even wished she had Vicks Vapor Up with her, so that at least she puts Vicks on her eyes and she's able to get some tears. But anyway, family, in a nutshell, what do you think Thabo Bester is deciding to do here? Because whatever he's saying now, by saying these people are innocent, these people doesn't know anything, what do you think his intention is? Don't you think that now that he knows he's got nothing to lose, by the way, this person has some life sentences, he's got nothing to lose, you know, and now he feels that he can rather swallows everything. takes all the responsibility, accountability of this case, and these other people be released. If every one of this co-accused be released and they become safe. And if in case it's like the way I'm thinking, and he reveals those in higher office, the G4s, these G4s who are here, will probably get lesser sentence, because it would mean whatever they did, that supervisor, that higher office person was the one instructing them. That's just my thinking, family. Maybe in the comment section, let's talk about that. What are you saying about it? I can't wait to see what is coming, because I think we're going to, if once they allow him to get this defense, there's more that we're going to hear. Unless the reason why they don't want to allow him to say whatever he wants or to get the defense is because they don't want him to tell South Africa and expose these people who are in power, these people who might be political figures in South Africa. Maybe they don't want him to reveal their names. They don't want South Africa to know about, because in South Africa, anything can become politics. If you don't know, anything can become politics. As he says, we think it's this case when it's something more. It's political rather than what we are thinking as South Africans and the world at large. Family, I don't know, in the comment section, please, let's talk about this. Tell me, what are you saying? What do you think about everything that happened yesterday in this court? And thank you. Thank you so much for watching up to this far. At least you are able to watch to the end. If you are here with me, family, I love you. Thank you. And please, please, I beg you, like this video. Like it. Go back and like it if you haven't done that. Because by now, family, you have been with me. Look at Nandipha. Look at Nandipha, family. You know, she's trying to cry, but tears are nowhere. Oh, Askies, Nana, Askies, baby girl. You know, she's trying to cry, but there's no tears. There is no tears coming. Yo. So, family, thank you. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to subscribe. It's very important, family. And I love you so much. This family is growing. It is growing, family. I love you. I love you. Let's talk about Nandipha in the comment section. What do you think she is doing? What do you think? Is she faking this? Please tell me. Family, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you. Bye.